Kibz, and we have
Lauren Marie,
and we are here to do another great video on just what it is to work together as women, and most importantly, Black women.
Black women, right?
Yes.
Melanin magic, right? What does that look like?
So we hope that you guys enjoyed our last video where we talked about moving to New York City and all the ups and downs and struggles that we go through, you know, living in a big city, right?
You know, have you ever felt that there's always been this separation between Black women?
Yes.
I know I've always felt that way. So let's talk about that. Let's touch base on that.
I've always felt like women in general have a very competitive nature. We have a sense of, you know, she can take what I have, or she can take what I'm trying to get. We don't have a sense of togetherness. We're always, it's like a crab in a barrel mentality, where everyone is trying to climb on top of each other and pull each other down to get to that job, to get that guy, you know, to get that opportunity. And it's just like, that's not the case.
Yeah.
That's not the
But
case.
do you feel like, for me, right? So I grew up in a community where I was pretty much the token Black girl, right? So I didn't grow up necessarily in a community where it was all Black people. So I got used to being the token Black girl, right? Like, I got used to being the only one. You know, my mom boosted confidence in me all the time. But when I actually transitioned to a school where there was majority Black people, I guess I felt inferior, you know, because I was so used to being the only one. I wasn't used to not standing out. I wasn't used to, you know, and it's kind of like they program your mind somehow, society, I guess, kind of programs your mind to feel like there can only be one Black girl.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm always usually the only Black girl whenever I go to a corporate America job, especially in New York City. And I'm just like, where are my other Black girls at? And it's like, you're by yourself.
Right.
But so I try to put on, you know, I try to make sure that I look my best, that I speak the best way possible. You know, you gotta turn up that extra, you know.
It's like you're wearing double hats,
You have
right?
to wear double hats, yes. And one thing that I learned is no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. And so like, if you constantly have a mindset where I'm not as good as everyone else, or they're better than me, or you know, their circumstances are better than me, then you're gonna put yourself in a mind frame where you feel like you're less than people around you.
Don't you feel like, you know, with corporate America, you know, just like you said, like at the job, you're typically the only Black girl. Like, I know, like a lot of the jobs that I worked at, if there was another Black girl, it's kind of like, once again, this hidden subconscious thing to where you feel like you can't partner with the Black girl. You can't be friends with the other Black girl, because then we're together and we're a union, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's almost this thing where you see the other Black girl and you're like, hey girl,
I see you, but I can't talk.
I can't really be cool with you because I don't want them to think that we're in cahoots. You know, I don't want them to think that I'm too much of a sister girl. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that they know that I'm relatable. Right? So it's almost this hidden thing, and it's crazy because, you know, I mean, we should be able to come together as a union, but it's this hidden thing, I feel like, in corporate that kind of separates you as well, right?
I feel like when I see another Black woman, because there was one job where there was another Black woman, she's a little older than I was, but we connected because we realized we were the only Black people there, but at the same time, we were very wise at the situation that we couldn't really be butt buddies. We couldn't really go to lunch together all the time. We couldn't really go out after work. Like, I mean, we wanted to, people found out because it's like they're ganging up on us. However, all the Spanish girls were in a clique. All the Caucasian girls were in a clique. And it was fine. But when you see two Black girls together, it's just like, what they got going on there?
They must be mischievous.
They must be planning something. A takeover. And it's just like, no, I just want to connect with who I can be relatable with. And mind you, we're able to connect with anyone. Because like, we fit the norm of being wherever we want to be. Like,
and we're used to being a chameleon. You know, as a Black woman, you automatically have to be a chameleon, right? Like, so you automatically have to like program yourself like, okay, let me not be, you know, too ghetto, or let me not be too passionate, right? Because then they're gonna perceive that as me being ghetto or me being loud or whatever the case is. So let me, like I said, let me wear these double hats to where I feel like I can't really talk to you. I can't use ebonics if I want to. I can't use certain words with you, because then that might perceive me to be a certain way.
When you're in a corporate environment and the Caucasian women try to relate to you by, hey girlfriend, oh, what's up, girl? And I'm like, just talk to me. Hi, good morning. Like, I talk just like you. I may talk.
Well, now, wait. Now, I got some friends, some, you know, some vanilla friends that, you know, listen, they well, you know
feel like you gotta be like, and I'm like, no, just hi, Sana. Like, just, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like because of that, it doesn't have to be that way. And I just wish that more women could just sense that they can be more cooperative, they can be more relatable, they can be, they don't have to have that stigma of like, I gotta do more than she does because she's gonna stand out more. No, we gotta come together.
Right. Do you know how powerful women are when they come together? Like, imagine. I mean, and that's why I love the whole movement that's happening right now with, you know, Black Girl Magic and Black Girls Rock, like everything, right? It's just dripping. Okay, that melanin is dripping. But like, you know, it's finally open now, right?
Yes.
Like it's finally a sense of we can feel like we can now come together within these particular spaces, right? And it's okay. So
if women understood that their power was like the thing that drives the world, to be honest, I really truly feel like we would understand that we don't have to pull each other down to rise up. If more women work together, if more women realize that, hey, I can do this, you can do that. Let's come together and see, at least let's see what happens if we try. But I feel like as soon as like a Black girl sometimes sees another Black girl in the same room as her, it's like we're competing for the same thing. Or if like a white girl and a Black girl go into the same interview, it's just like, oh, you know, I feel like she's not gonna, and it's just like, why does it always have to be women pinning each other against each other? Like, it shouldn't have to be that way.
What's so crazy is that men are total opposite. They don't operate the way we do.
Romance.
Okay. There's just a hidden thing. They're not tripping off stuff like that. But yet, as women, we're constantly trying to compete, constantly trying to be one up. You know what I mean? So I imagine, you know, what would life look like, right? Like, instead of just saying, hey girl, you know, you're pretty, or, you know, hey girl, you know, I like your hair. Like, what if we really, really like instill confidence, right? Like really, really gave like deep compliments about each other, like on a consistent basis. Like,
I truly feel like,
how do you think that would change?
I feel like if women were more real about how they feel about other women, for example, if I see a girl walking down the street, I've honestly been like, what's up, queen? Or you look amazing today. And the way that her face like lights up, it's just like another girl just complimented me. And that shouldn't be like, that shouldn't be the case where it's just like, oh my God, did a girl compliment me? And people do say that if a woman compliments another woman, it's just like, you really must look the part, you really must look good. It's just like, that's great, but it should always just be a feeling where we know that as women, we can connect with each other like, girl, you look good. I like your shirt today. I like your hair. You're beautiful.
And not in a petty way.
And not in a petty way.
Because you know, sometimes it's that like little cattiness of like, oh, you're cute. But secretly, I don't really want to tell you you cute because I'm secretly hating. None of that. So let's try something today. You down?
What do you want to try?
Are you down?
What do you want to try?
Okay, just something random, okay? Because you know I'm random.
Okay, what do you want to try?
Okay, so I think that we should literally like sit next to by each other and each say 3 things that we see in each other. Let's just try a little role play here and see how that feels, and then we'll go from there.
I've actually heard about a project where people say that when you are people don't usually see what they look like to
other people,
right? Because we're quick to judge. Women are our biggest critics, as we know. We have we have self-esteem issues,
right?
So how you see yourself is not necessarily how someone else will see you. So that's a great project. That's a great thing to do. And let's try it. You want to do 3 and then you do 3 or 1?
3 and 3.
Okay.
3 and 3.
Okay, guys. Moment of truth.
3 and 3.
Moment of truth.
All right. Okay. Okay, so Sana.
I'm nervous.
She over the top.
I'm nervous. Okay.
So, when I see you, I see, one, you're gorgeous. But I see strength in you when I see you. I see charisma in you when I see you. Don't cry. Listen.
You know me. I'm a crier.
And I see intelligence, you know, when I see you. Like, I literally see that. Like, it's so crazy because you have this aura about you that just like absorbs, like you walk in the room and there's just this energy about you that like just dominates the room. Like, I'm here, I have arrived. Like, and I see that every time I see you. So, yeah.
Listen, y'all, we having moments. Okay, because I'm a makeup girl. Okay, so what leg heads turned, okay? Body on. Hey, y'all want her to stand up?
No, now we good. I need to do some squats. We good.
But you are a very beautiful woman, open honestly, and you've changed my opinion of working with Black women, because you have been so open and honest about how you want other Black women and just women in general to grow in whatever fields they are in, and you instill in me, and I know in people around you, just like this confidence that they're able to do it if they put their heart and their minds to it. And I see that whenever I talk to you. I'm just like, I love talking to Lauren because, you know, she really just makes me understand that like I can do it, and my circumstances should not take away from the fact that like I am able to achieve greatness. And lastly, I just feel like you're a beautiful soul. I feel like you have a lot to offer the world, and I honestly can't wait for the world to really see what you have to offer, because you've been through a lot, and you know the world is only waiting for people like you who believe in other women. And I really truly feel like I'm you told me to talk, so just like I just really feel like, you know, you are on path to greatness, and the fact that you are purposely putting your all into other women, God is going to bless you. God is going to bless you, because what you give is what you receive. And I just know that as you continue to put into other people, the manifestation and the blessing that God's going to give you is going to just blow your mind. So.
Okay, wait, hold on. Huggies? Yeah. Okay, so that was real. We did not prepare that at all.
No, we did not.
But you know, it's one of those things. How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel like I feel stronger. And why I say that is because as much as I battle with myself and say like, you know, you're strong or you're intelligent, like there's times when you feel really insecure, you feel like self-esteem issues, that you don't look gorgeous, or you don't look, you know, you're not the smartest person or whatever. So the fact that you said that and you see that in me, it just makes me, you know, want to continue like doing what it is that to uphold to that.
Definitely.
How do you feel?
I feel a sense of release. It's kind of weird. It's like this feeling of, okay, I am doing something right? I am on the right track. And just like you said, you know, we all have our insecurities. We've got a lot of them. You know what I mean? That I don't necessarily really show all the time, but it's one of those things when, like you said, when someone tells you, you know, certain things that you might not necessarily see in yourself, just that sense of relief, like, okay, all right, Lord, I am doing something right. You know,
We are,
girl.
we are. So I hope that you that are watching just really try to do that exercise as well, whether it's with another woman or
family member, friends,
whatever. So I really feel like we judge ourselves too much, and we don't give ourselves enough credit. And if you really take the opportunity to just really ask other people how they view you, and also like not be afraid to collab with other women. Look what we're doing. This is a new thing. We don't know where this is going to go. We just flowing with it, y'all. We just going with the flow. We're hoping that you like it. So
like and comment and share. But yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate your time. See you later.
Stay tuned for other videos. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that.
Share with your cousin, auntie, everything. Okay. Bye.